On my birthday, someone hit my truck and took off. He was never caught and got away scot-free. One day I had a truck, the next day I didn't. And it wasn't my fault. And I had no idea that that moment would change my financial life. And this story does start on the day of my birthday, believe it or not. I parked my truck outside of my mom's house to enjoy my birthday with friends and family. A few hours go by, they sing me happy birthday, I eat food, all that good stuff. And I was about to leave, but I decided, hey, let me step back and hang out with my nephews for a little bit longer. I didn't realize it at the time, but waiting for another 20 minutes to hang out with my nephews for a little bit longer caused me to lose my truck. 20 minutes later, my brother yells from outside, "Hey, they hit your truck!" I run out. I'm thinking, minor fender bender, the guy's right there. I'm not worried. It's all good. Things happen. But boy, was I freaking wrong. I run out to the middle of the road. I see the damages in my truck, and I cannot believe what just happened. And then I hear down the street a truck just peeling out, running away. My dad and brother run inside their car to go chase him down and find him. I stay behind, call 911, report the hit and run so the cops can start looking for this white truck that's peeling off. Cops get there like 20 minutes later. They start doing the report, taking pictures. My dad comes back. They take more reports. My dad didn't find him. The cops didn't find him. No one found him that night. I looked over at my truck, took a couple of deep breaths, and relaxed. And I said, you know what? Everything's going to be okay. I have insurance. I have uninsured motorists. I'm going to be covered. And I'm going to find this person. But boy, was I wrong again. I wasn't certain that things would turn out okay, but I was hopeful that everything was going to be all right, that I was going to be taken care of. I had anticipations that we were going to find this person. We were going to find the truck. We were going to reach out to the body shops and see if anyone had work done on their truck recently that matched the description. And with the insurance, I paid for the whole year in advance. So I was like that's I'm good. I paid everything. Like they're going to take care of me. I take care of them. This is how it works. So the insurance adjuster calls me, and I'm looking forward to the solutions and what's going to happen. I'm on my way to work using my dad's truck because my dad, he's very kind. He allowed me to borrow his truck for the meantime. So I can still go to work because literally my truck's hit, it's totaled, but I still got to get to work. You know what I mean? So I'm on the phone with the insurance adjuster, and he's like, hey, can you just explain to me what happened? I want to know in details what exactly, happened to the vehicle, so on and so forth. So I tell him, I'm parked outside, person hits my truck, and we've never found him. He listens to everything, and then he pauses, and I ask, okay, so what happens next? Then he explains, well, looking at your policy here, I do see you're covered under uninsured motorists. However, in your case, a hit and run, there is no other motorist. That is considered a collision, and you are not covered under collisions. You are only covered under uninsured motorists. My heart drops to my stomach, the betrayal, the uncertainty, not knowing what's going to happen. And I ask, so what happens next? Where do we go from here? Why is that? What is my policy worth? What's going on? And he explains, we're just going to have to wait and see if we find him. If we find him, then great. If he doesn't have insurance, you're covered. But if not, then you're going to have to pay out of pocket for those damages. And of course, the repairs exceeded the cost of what the truck was worth. In a matter of one day, I went from having a truck and nothing was wrong to I don't have one anymore. I remember standing there in disbelief. And then I realized something, that in life you can't control what happens to you, but you can control what you do and how you react. I realized that this world isn't fair, and not in a victim way, but in a what are you going to do about it? I lost my truck, but I gained a lesson, and I did everything I could to extract that lesson. Now it's time to make a decision. Do I buy a new truck or car? Do I sell my truck for scrap? Do I pay for the repairs and pay more than what my truck is worth to keep it? And continue to pay the car insurance company that found a legal loophole to screw me over? At the time, I was frustrated. There was emotional frustration going on. And I turned over to my right and saw my bike right there with a rusty chain sitting there. And I was curious. I said, how much would it cost to get this rusty chain fixed and replaced? My friend took it to the bike shop for me, and it was $40 to replace the chain. And I thought to myself, okay, I can spend $15,000 or more and continue to pay the car insurance company, or $40 to fix this chain and I don't have to pay car insurance anymore. Easy choice. And I'll be honest with you, part of me did this out of pure spite of the car insurance company finding the legal loophole to screw me over. I felt like, okay, we can screw people over because they can't boycott us, because if they have a car, they need to have us. They need to have car insurance. And I said, okay, well, I'll boycott having a car then. And now I won't need car insurance. How about that? Right? Like, I genuinely was very, very spiteful, and a part of me made this choice because of that, and to build wealth. A part of me was like, I'm going to make all the money back. I had car insurance for like 8+ years. I paid monthly for that much time. And for the one time I called them for help, they screwed me over. I'm going to make this money back and then some. Whatever my truck was worth, I'm going to remake that money back and then some. What happened afterwards? I didn't have a car anymore. I had a bike, and I was riding my bike wherever I needed to go. I was so fortunate enough that my job at the time opened up a location that was a bike ride distance from my place. My commute went from a 15-20 minute drive to work to a 10 to 15 minute bike ride to work. My dad's truck that I had access to ride it to and from work, I no longer had access to, but I never told anyone. Everyone thought that I was just saving gas money and that I was just making all that gas money back by riding my bike to work because I moved to the closer location. But I didn't have a car anymore at that point, and no one knew, and I was too afraid and embarrassed to tell anyone. I remember what first sucked was going grocery shopping. Like, that was the worst. Like, I had to ride my bike to the grocery store for the first time and load my backpack up with groceries and ride back home. That was like so embarrassing and humbling, but I was happy because I didn't have to pay car insurance anymore. Like, that was the main thing. And riding my bike to work just got easier over time. Going to the grocery store, it was easier. And whenever my mom and dad needed to go to Costco for any reason, I'd be like, no, take me with you. Don't leave me. Living life without owning a car just got easier in general too. And then a few months later, I started investing heavily. I didn't know what I was doing, but I didn't have the car note. I didn't have the maintenance and repairs. I didn't have to pay gas. And most importantly, I didn't have to pay car insurance anymore. And whatever money that was monthly going towards a car wasn't going towards a car anymore. It was going towards investments. And I was learning as I was going. And every single month, it was just like a dollar cost average. Let me just keep investing every single month like a car note. That gap of not having to pay all those monthly expenses is what allowed me to really start building momentum. Like, I was already frugal and wise with my money. Like, I was really good at saving, but I didn't start investing. And once I started investing, like, I was doing pretty good. Like, I was only making $16 an hour, and I went from like 25,000, 30,000 saved. I hit like 44,000 in my brokerage account, and I was like, whoa. Like, I did that all with $16 an hour, and I had no car. I was riding my bike to work. Then I switched jobs and my income went up, and I was like, all right, let's keep this momentum going. Like, let's keep building. I'm not saying everyone should sell their car tomorrow, but what I'm saying is most people have never questioned if they actually need one. And what would happen if they didn't have one? What would happen if one day you had a car and the next day you no longer have one? Well, it happened to me, and this is my story, and it wasn't the end of the world. I didn't die, and I grew from it. I don't want my channel to ever be cars are bad and don't buy cars, never ever get one. But if there's one thing I can challenge you, is to question default life decisions that cost you money. Buying another car right away would have been a default decision. And lastly, you don't need a car to build wealth. Here's my proof. That day that I lost my truck felt like bad luck. And it sucked that it happened on my birthday too. But it forced me to stop playing a game that was quietly draining me. Thank you for being here, and thank you for listening to my story. I hope this message resonates with you. And if it added value to you in any way, shape, or form, please consider subscribing to the Carless Millionaire YouTube channel, where I document my journey to becoming a millionaire without owning a car, and why avoiding unnecessary expenses is one of the biggest advantages you can have. If you're trying to escape lifestyle inflation, build wealth, and think differently about money, you're in the right place. I post daily shorts and upload a new wealth video on Tuesdays. If you like this video, check out one of my previous videos where I talk about the first 100K and how it's brutal, but then it gets easier once you hit there. Thank you for being here, and I'll see you next Tuesday with a brand new video. the tire mark right there. So that's where my truck originally was, and it pushed it back.